Hey dudes and chicks and neither fools was thrown up by you. Welcome to Makeup for Last Time. My name is Katie. Today, I am going to be doing a video about brands that I'm really excited about, brands that I'm not excited about, and maybe some brands that I actually think kind of suck or I'm kind of actually irritated with. So if you guys are interested in hearing my passionate feelings about brands and what's in the future for them as far as like how I feel about it, then hang out. So I think one of the things that people like about me is my candor and my ability to express things like, you know, I don't say it how it is. But I do try to tell you guys the raw truth as much as I can without like getting, you know, burned at the stake. And basically like one of the things that I was talking to my beauty baddies on my Patreon was that I feel really passionately about things. Like one of my qualities is that like I have extreme passion for certain things, like whatever I do. Like I don't know what it is. Like all I know is that like I either feel like really excited about something, or I feel like really pissed off at something, or I feel like I'm not a middle ground person. Like, you know how like they when you would apply for jobs and they'd give you those personality tests and you're supposed to choose, like, you're not supposed to pick like strongly agree or strongly disagree with any of them. You're just supposed to pick like agree or disagree or indifferent. Well, I don't really feel that way about most things. And if I'm indifferent about it, then it just doesn't even come on my radar. Like I don't even fucking think about it. So I wanted to talk about brands that I'm really excited about, brands that I feel actually not excited about, and brands that I am actually irritated by, but they might coincide. But I'm just going to start with the brands that I'm excited about because none of these are probably going to surprise you guys. I mean, maybe one or two will, but the brands that always keep me coming back for more, the newest brand that I've been excited about is Ensley Rain. I'm super excited about it. Like, I feel like her releases are super fresh. She's got things coming to me. Like she's launching things that are making me actually really excited. And just the meanings, the color stories, the mattes, the shimmers, the special shadows, like everything. And also like my relationship with the brand owner, like she's really great. Like we like just visit. Honestly, we talk about makeup, but only as much as, like, I'll text brand owners and be like, dude, you fucking crushed it on this, dude. I can't wait for you to see my look. Or just some, you know, like low key, just a friendly little, hey, check this out. It's bomb. You're a rock star, right? And so like, I kind of do that every once in a while when I use a palette that actually like really gets me going, and then I like crush it look, right? Like I slay the fucking look. And so that makes me excited. But so Ensley Rain is like, it's like the whole package for me. It's like really good quality for good value. My relationship with the brand's aesthetic, the packaging, the color stories, the mattes are titties, the fucking shimmers, right? All of that. So it's just the whole package. Like I love Ensley Rain. I'm really excited when I see that Ensley Rain is teasing out something. I get excited because I know that I'm gonna love it. You know, I'm not gonna lie, like the pastel palette, I'm not sure, it was a collaboration, the crystals, I think it was crystals something. That wasn't like my favorite. The Twisted Tea Party or whatever, the Mad Hatter one, I thought it was all right, but it didn't get me crazy about it. But dude, like there's been all of her 21 pan launches, there's something about that, the way they're organized, that 21 shades, it's just like perfect. It's just so fucking perfect, right? And from the minute I saw Midwinter Dream, I knew that Ensley Rain was gonna be a brand that made me excited. Now, have I gotten every launch? I haven't. You know what I mean? I haven't wanted every launch. But that doesn't mean that I'm not super excited every time I see her teasing something out. And that also doesn't mean that I didn't like the Twisted Tea Party color story, because I really liked it. I just didn't get it. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so that's Ensley Rain. You guys already know that. You guys are already going to know both of these brands. They're the brands that I work with. I keep in close. I keep these people close. These brands are close. They are like entities. They matter to me. Unearthly Cosmetics, Unearthly hasn't launched anything in a really long time that didn't drive me nuts, like bonkers, crazy fucking get me excited. Every single launch she has, Unearthly Cosmetics, when she comes out with color stories that I don't even like, suddenly I like them. And so that's not to say that like I change my bias for Unearthly Cosmetics. I'm saying that she creates color stories. The brand owner of Unearthly Cosmetics creates color stories and themes and covers and packaging. And then with the new, like her launches just keep getting better and better and better and better. And everything about them screams to my heart. Like Sorcerer's Smoke. Normally, that is not a palette that I would totally get into. Like the color story is a little, but the thing is it's not. It's actually really unique, and the way that she set it up, and it just looked so delicious to me. You know what I mean? That it was like, it's not like my bias changes my opinion. It's that she just has a knack for like giving everything just a little twist to kind of make it just unearthly. You know what I mean? There's just like a twist that makes it right up my alley. And so when she comes out with a launch, I get excited because I know I am gonna fucking love it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna love it. And honestly, the only launches that I haven't got were mystery boxes, and it's because I couldn't. So that's it. So all the mystery boxes that I have gotten, I've bought. Like I didn't get those in PR. I bought those mystery boxes. So there's certain products that I get in PR from Unearthly, and then there's certain products that I don't. And the mystery boxes are a don't. And so I get them. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know how other people that are creating content, like, I don't know what their gig is, but like, I can't always get every launch. You know what I mean? That's like not a thing for me. And so like when Unearthly comes out with a launch, even if I don't know what the palette looks like, I still, if I can, I come up with the money because I'm excited, because I know that if I create a video for you guys, so here's the bottom line. I know that if I create a video, it does not matter what the Unearthly palette looks like. I know for a fact that when I open it, I am gonna feel an excitement that I can convey to you guys, and that is gonna be genuine and authentic. So I recently have like had an experience where I was like maybe not as excited about certain products like that I was like filming with. I can't feign excitement. And so like it's really important to me to make sure that like, if for no other reason, okay, my affiliate links aside, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like money. It matters to me. I work hard. Money matters to me. But like all that aside, like my excitement over a product is what transfers to you guys. And so I don't want to use any products that I don't feel that excitement about. And on the other end of that, it's like when I expect a product to be really fucking good, which I always do, and then it isn't, it's really fucking disappointing. So like I feel equally passionately about it on the other end of the spectrum. And so NZ Rain and Unearthly are both brands that I, with complete 100% genuine excitement, that's what you get when I work with these products. The lip products, the highlighters, the moon dusters, like every single thing. I just am excited because I know when I see that they're launching something, I know that it's a video that is gonna create relationships between you and I, because I know that my excitement is gonna fucking matter to you guys, right? And so Unearthly Cosmetics. So then the third one is obviously Notoriously Morbid. Oh, the other thing about Unearthly Cosmetics that makes me excited is, you know, sometimes I'll get on a live that the owner of Unearthly Cosmetics is doing, and she'll be like, oh my God, Katie, good to see you. I just was watching your video. And then she'll be like, hey, if you guys haven't watched Katie's videos, like you need to go check her out, blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm not name dropping, but what I am saying is that like, I get treated with the absolute like value by her. And like even her, like members of her family are like, Katie, what's up, right? And so it's like, that like is so valuable to me. Do you know what I mean? That it makes me like excited. But on top of the fact that I love her products, like there's also this other relationship. So it's like, if another brand came out and they were making the exact same quality and the exact same sort of like vibe or whatever, and like their shimmers were just as good and their color stories were just a little bit off beat, just enough to be right up my alley. But like they're like a brand that like isn't after my own heart, or like they don't have integrity, or like I just don't have the same relationship with the brand, right, as a person, then like I'm like always going to choose the person, like, period, because that's just the way that I am. And so like I know that there are brands that have soul to me, and then brands that don't to me. And so like we have a connection, right? So that's the other thing. And so then obviously Notoriously Morbid, and I guess along those same lines is like, that brand treats me so special. They treat me so valuable. Like they treat me like I matter so much. And it makes me love them. They love my content. They watch my videos. They compliment my shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, when they send me PR, sometimes I'll be like, hey, this is right up your alley. We know you're going to kill this. Like, they actually know me from watching my videos. They're not just fucking the dog and selling the pups. They're not just like, hey, we love it. We like your content. We'd like, you know, whatever. Can you do this in PR? They're like, Katie, we always watch your videos. We love your videos. We think you'd rock this color story. The reason why is because they know what color stories I'm actually exceptional at, and like what color stories speak to me, and what color stories I get really excited about. And so it's like, yeah, it's a marketing. They're just being smart on their business, but they actually like value me as a customer and as like somebody whose personality represents their brand. And you know, they have people, there's a girl on their PR right now that her fucking work is impeccable. It's amazing. It blows mine out of the water. But like, I have a personality and a heart, and I have something else, right? Like I do my makeup pretty fucking good. You know, I do good, right? But like my personality is valuable. And so it's like, they just treat me like I really matter. And so, but the other thing is that they do their own artwork. Their fucking, you know, color stories are always really weird, and they have a variety of different shimmers, and their aesthetic is totally my vibe. Even their names, all of these, Enzy Rain, Unearthly, fucking Notoriously Morbid, like the names, even just the names, the words are like so meaningful and badass. So every single launch that a Notoriously Morbid comes out with, I get excited about. And if I'm not getting an NPR, I try my hardest to get it. It's like, you know, they came out with the Weird Vibes, and I got that. And then they came out with the Paint the Town Red, and I couldn't get it, but I fucking really wanted it. And so it's like, that's excitement, right? When I don't even like 9-pound palettes. But dude, I looked at that, and it's 3 beautiful red mattes, and you know for a fact those mattes are fucking killer. And then like all these pink to red shifty shimmers, dude, like I just got done doing so many Valentine's Day looks that I don't even really like that color story anymore. I want that palette. I want it so bad because I'm excited about Notoriously Morbid's launches. They just launch things that get me excited, right? And so like I want to spend my money on it, and I, you know, and if I can, I do, right? And if I can't, then I don't, right? I'm not like a Notoriously Morbid ass kisser. I don't buy every single launch just because it's Notoriously Morbid. I'm saying that when I see a launch that fucking gets me hot, I try to get it if I can. And if I can't, then I can't. But like, I don't buy that shit because it's Notoriously Morbid. I buy it because when I see it, it fucking makes me feel some kind of way, right? And so that's what I'm talking about when I say like brands that I'm excited about, right? I will tell you, I have been really excited that I finally got on board with these Bella Beauty Bar palettes. These last 2 launches are so exciting. I'm wearing the Ultraviolet palette right now, and look how fucking pretty it is. Please. You know what I mean? I'm excited because they came out with a Dead Roses palette, and it was like the most amazing color story, and it's like rated everybody's #1 right now. And like, I've known that their color stories were good, and dude, they do have a lot of really cool themes. I'm just really excited that I kind of got to finally jump on the boat with that brand and like get, you know, my shit in there, right? I'm really excited to see what they come out with next. So that's what I mean by am I excited? Am I excited to see what they come out with next? Okay, I would say that another brand that I'm really excited to see what they come out with next is Nomad. Nomad has been, so I have always liked Nomad. Their color stories are, I wouldn't say hit or miss for me. They're not hit or miss. It's just sometimes their color stories don't speak to me the same way that other color stories do. And when their color stories do speak to me, I get it. Like, period. You know what I mean? I love Nomad as a brand. I love the owner. Again, we chat like regular people. And so like Also, like, I don't have to like every single launch, but when I see that Nomad is coming out with a new release, you can bet your ass I'm like watching that shit, because if it's a good one, you know it's going to be good. And so if it's one that speaks to me, I know it's going to be great, right? And I get really excited. So I would say Nomad, since the Royal Europe palette, has really been killing it, right? Killing it. And I feel like, honestly, I would say for me, it's about every other launch for Nomad. Like, they'll launch something that doesn't speak to me, and then they'll launch something that really does. And then they'll launch something that doesn't, and then they'll launch something that does. When they do come out with something that I like catch an interest in, it's always really good. And so I'm always really excited to see what's behind the reveal, right? Okay, and then Blend Bunny. Whenever they're coming out with a new launch, I know it's going to be innovative. I know it's going to be based on a makeup artist perspective, an Instagram artist, right? We're not just fucking doing makeup here. We're like doing colorful, bold, intricate, creative, not wearable makeup. And I know that Blend Bunny is not gonna ever let us down when it comes to that. Her color stories are always gonna be unique but also functional. So like, not so unique that they don't work, but like unique enough for it to keep my interest. And for, you know, like her last launch, the Machina palette, was off-putting to people. People didn't really, they thought it was an off-putting color story. To me, I like that. That means that like she's coming out with something like a little bit different, right? That's like polarizing, like it's like turning people off. I was really excited about the Machina launch. And so I thought, and honestly, at first I was like, meh. And then like once it locked in into my mind how cool it was, like I think it's really cool. And so Blend Bunny is a brand that I'm constantly excited about. Even when she launched the mascara, I was like, ooh, I wonder what that's gonna be all about. Like even her lip oils, like I don't give two fucks about lip oils, you know what I mean? But like when Blend Bunny launches something, I go, you know what I mean? And so like I get excited. And when I have something on the way from Blend Bunny, I'm excited because I know that the quality is gonna be so top notch. Now, I'm going to mention Adept, and I'm going to put it halfway. Not because I feel halfway about it. I feel like Adept can launch a palette that is just as easily a crushing disappointment to me as it is a point of elation for me. Like, sometimes they'll like launch a palette and it's like boring or a big fat snooze for me, right? And then sometimes they launch a palette that is like, I am over the top, crazy excited about it. And so Adept is like middle of the road for me, but I've always like, yeah, like when they come out with something that I don't like, I'm not mad at them. It's just not for me. So they're kind of these middle of the road brands where it's like when they come out with something that's really fucking good, I get crazy excited, right? So now I'm going to talk about some brands that I haven't been excited about in a really long time. I'm just not excited about them anymore. And it's not that I don't like them. I'm just not excited about their launches anymore. Like when they launch things, I don't get excited about it anymore. And the first one I would have to say is Be Perfect Cosmetics. I haven't really been excited about any of their launches in a while. So I'm going to actually just dump it on the line right now. I haven't been excited about a Be Perfect launch, which I was never really a Be Perfect person, you know, but then honestly, the fact that the Interstellar palette hasn't been restocked in America since it launched and sold out, I was always a Be Perfect Stacey Marie stan, right? Like I am all about those launches. Like I love Stacey Marie, but like they never restocked the Interstellar palette. And so I guess I feel like because of a few different reasons, I feel like UK brands don't really give a fuck about America, which is fine. It's cool. Americans don't have to have access to everything. I'm just starting to feel a little bit like marginalized by UK brands for reasons like that they haven't restocked the Interstellar palette in the States, and it's been in the UK for the whole time, right? It sold out and then they've had it in the UK the whole time. The second brand that I haven't been really excited about for a while is Made by Mitchell. Like I was really excited about the Blush palette and I get excited about the launches, but it's it feels like marginalizing, like I say, that like Made by Mitchell does TikTok shop and like everybody in the UK can get these amazing deals and we get $36 shipping from Made by Mitchell. We have to wait until it goes to Beauty Bay because he can't even ship to the States for less than $36, but in the UK he can sell stuff for like $4. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's like I have a affiliate link for Made by Mitchell because like I was so in love with their brand. It just feels like their launches are starting to get a little, just not that exciting to me. And also there's this other thing that it's like we can't get TikTok shop. We can't get Made by Mitchell products from the actual website because it's like $36 for shipping, which if that's what they have to do, like I'm not begrudging anybody what they have to do. I'm just saying me personally, I'm a lot less excited about Made by Mitchell products now because they just don't feel that accessible to me. And so it's fine. Like I have so many people in the UK, like I have people on my Patreon in the UK. Like you are my girls. Like I'm not like, I want you guys to have access to the best shit. I do think that Made by Mitchell is some of the best shit, but I just am not excited about it anymore because it doesn't feel like I have that much access to that anymore. Also the Stacey Marie, I've been wanting the Interstellar palette since it sold out and like it hasn't been back in the States. And yeah, I could get it from the UK and pay the shipping and it's fine. It just feels like they got their own thing going and that's fine. Like they can do that, but like I don't feel like I'm a part of it. I feel like I've kind of been made like ostracized, like, which is fine because I have my own brands that I'm super excited about. I'm just saying like, I'm not talking shit. Made by Mitchell is amazing. The quality of everything he makes is amazing. Like I love his personality. I love his brand. I love his packaging, everything about it. I just am not excited about it anymore because I just don't feel like I'm like a part of that scene. I feel like the same is true for P. Louise, but not for that reason. I think that P. Louise is pretty, I mean, I wouldn't say inclusive of the United States. I feel like P. Louise is like, you know, just P. Louise. It's just a brand in the UK that like doesn't, you know, she does do TikTok shop and people do get things for really good prices in the UK on TikTok shop, which we don't have access to, which I'm just like irritated by that, right? But more, it's like, I feel like P. Louise, I've been excited about her palettes and they're cool, but they're not like lighting me up the way that they used to for one, and the way that these other brands are for two. Like, don't get me wrong, I love P. Louise. I love the brand. I love the branding. The packaging is starting to get a little bit on my nerves, but like, I love everything she stands for. I love her message. I know that some things went down or whatever, but like, if everybody gets canceled for being an asshole, we're all canceled, like period. Like we're all assholes, like period. I don't give a fuck, like we all are. So anyways, especially me. P. Louise, I'm not really that excited about anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that blue palette. I love it. It's just like when I see P. Louise launches, I'm like, oh, I love that. But then when I see these other things, like if I have to make a choice between the way that I spend my money, it's rarely going to be on a P. Louise palette. You know what I mean? Like even the Hocus Pocus palettes, they were cool. They looked really cool, but they just didn't look cool enough for me to want to buy them. And there were things coming out that did look cool enough for me to want to buy them. You know what I mean? 3 brands that I like actually am like irritated by. You guys are not going to be shocked or surprised by this. Okay, so the first one is Melt. I honestly, okay, so actually that's not true. So I bought the Fatally Yours palette and honestly don't like it. I don't like the way the color story works together. I don't like the way the shadows perform. It's all right, but it's like a really dark palette. You guys have heard all the reviews. You guys know what it is. A lot of you probably have it. The color story is really beautiful. It just is. It's a Melt palette, right? And so it is what it is. What I loved about buying that palette was I got so many views on my videos of that palette. And the reason why, I'm pretty sure the reason why my video got so many views was because I said it sucked in the title. I said something about it sucking. I'm not sure exactly what I said, but I said giving the Melt Cosmetics and Bailey Sarian Fatally Yours a palette a second try, and on the thumbnail I said the first time always sucks. And then on the first one I wrote Melt's Good formula and had an ugly look on my face on the thumbnail, and I swear to God that's the reason why people watched it. And I can't help but wonder if it's because they actually like could relate. We all are starting to feel like people are like talking about how great Melt is, but like so many of us have had a bad experience with Melt, considering I've had no bad experiences with Unearthly. I've had no bad experiences with Notoriously Morbid. I've had no bad experiences with Ensley Rain. But like I've had so many bad experiences with Melt Cosmetics. So like when do we stop hoodwinking ourselves, right? Like when do we stop gaslighting ourselves and fucking telling ourselves that Melt is good when we really don't know that it is? Because I'm not saying that you don't think Melt is good. You might think Melt is good. But I know that there's a lot of people that comment in my videos about how they're glad that somebody finally said it because they have so many problems with Melt. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying if that is you, people like the videos because it makes them feel validated because they think they're the only ones that think that Melt sucks. And we gaslight ourselves because everybody loves them, right? I've done it. I like that I bought the Fatally Yours palette because I got so many views. And also, I got 10 subscribers from that one video and 2 from the second one. But the first one that I did was about how I thought that the palette was not that good. And I got 10 subscribers from creating a video just saying, displaying that the Melt palette wasn't that good. I know for a fact that I watched a ton of videos on the Fatally Yours palette and I saw the blend with my own eyes on the people that were using it. And what I realized was not that people are saying that the palette is good when they don't really think it is. They might be, I don't know. That's none of my fucking business. But what I feel like could be true is that what other people think is a good blend could be very different than what I think is a good blend for myself. And so the only reason why I will ever buy a Melt palette is for you guys to make a video that fucking people want to watch, that people want to subscribe to my channel, that gives people something to relate to. I'll never buy a Melt palette again because I want it. That was the last disappointment. And honestly, I knew I wasn't going to like that palette. I just liked the color story, but I knew I wasn't going to like the palette. So it's whatever, my bad. But actually, I feel like Melt is a brand that actually pisses me off. It's very polarizing. It actually makes me mad. I actually think it sucks. I actually think Melt sucks. And so for whatever reason, their shimmers suck. Their mattes are really not that blendable. You have to really go out of your way to do all these special things to get a Melt palette to blend. That's not every palette, but that's a lot. So it's a lot of the time you have to go to all these special lengths just to make a Melt palette blend. Well, fuck that, right? The second brand that I want to talk about that I'm actually pretty disappointed about and literally have lost all excitement about is Kaleidos. Where are they? Honestly, they don't give a shit. They don't care about what we're thinking over here about what they got going with their brand. They don't give a fuck. They're just doing their own thing, and that's fine. I haven't been excited about a Kaleidos launch for a really long time, and honestly, they're not even on my radar anymore. They don't even exist to me. And I'm actually going to talk about these two brands at once because I feel like when I first started getting into makeup and I didn't know anything. All I knew was what I saw on other YouTubers. When I saw other YouTubers' opinions about something, which is why we're called influencers, I saw their opinions about Kaleidos and Odin's Eye. And they were all the rave. Everyone was all about them. Now, maybe I just wasn't in the makeup game for long enough at that point to see how innovative Odin's Eye was at the time, how innovative Kaleidos was at the time, because I think that when those two brands first came out, they were actually really different. They had really pigmented shadows. What they were in competition with was not that good. So the brands that were available at the time when they first started booming maybe weren't that good compared to them. But I must have been I kind of just came in late and loved other brands more than those brands, because those brands, Kaleidos and fucking Odin's Eye, don't even compare to the brands that I love to me. They don't even compare to them. Quality-wise, color story-wise. The shimmers in an Odin's Eye palette, honestly, it's been so long since I've actually loved a shimmer that much from an Odin's Eye palette. The shimmers in an Odin's Eye palette aren't shit compared to that Dead Roses palette I just used, or any of the Ensley Rains, or the last 4 palettes that I've gotten, all these 12-pan palettes from Unearthly Cosmetics. Odin's Eye doesn't have nothing on those. Period. I heard that there's a holographic shadow in the reindeer games or whatever. It's so I haven't tried it, but honestly, it's just been so long since I was super excited. The last Odin's Eye palette I literally bought as an afterthought because my friend was like, Katie, I think you should get it. You're probably gonna wish that you had. And so I did. I don't regret buying it. It's a great palette. It's beautiful. Honestly, I could have lived without it, but I'm glad that I have it. And also, I just haven't seen anything from Odin's Eye that really got me running to fucking hit submit payment. They just don't grab hold of me like that. And I feel like their launches are getting a little watered down. And Kaleidos, what the fuck? Can't they launch a fucking exciting palette? Listen, I could be swayed. I could be swayed by Kaleidos. Like, honestly, the last palettes that I bought from Kaleidos were superb. The quality, superb. The mattes, amazing. Pigmented, dimensional. The color stories, superb. The shimmers, superb. Everything, 10 out of 10. So it's like, I could be swayed. If Kaleidos came out with an exciting palette, honestly, at this point, I don't think Melt could come out with a palette. Like, their most exciting palettes that they've came out with in a while, I didn't get. Like the Christmas Town and the Halloween Town or whatever. And then like Odin's Eye, I didn't even try to get those Christmas palettes, and the color stories were good. They were pretty good, but they just don't fucking make me excited anymore. I'm like tired of their shit. You know what I mean? Like, and so one of the things that I feel like is, I feel like when I first got into makeup, it was like Odin's Eye, Odin's Eye, Odin's Eye, Odin's Eye. And what I feel like is true for me is that I just never thought they were as cool as everybody else did. And so I just don't get excited about their launches. Their color stories don't make that much sense to me. And so maybe every color story doesn't have to change the world, but to me at this point, I'm like bottlenecking my collection. It's like, I only want the best shit because, dude, what I've got is so top notch. You know what I mean? And so Odin's Eye is like, they're just not for me. They might be for other people. Like, I know people love Odin's Eye. I don't mean any offense, but for me, I just have come to realize that like they're a brand that I thought was cool because everybody else that I was watching thought they were cool. But like the more experience I've had with Odin's Eye, they're just not that cool to me. They're just not that exciting. So like, I'm not pissed at them. I'm not mad, right? Like, I'm a little bit disappointed in Kaleidos because, dude, their color stories do get me excited. Their themes do get me excited. I wish they'd come out with something that wasn't a neutral quad. Like, what the fuck, you know? I don't give a fuck how sparkly it is. If there's only 4 shadows and it's a neutral shadow palette, a quad, I don't give a fuck what's in it. I don't care. I don't care if it's 4 special shadows. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care, period. It's not gonna get me excited. In fact, I'm a little bit irritated by it. Now, Melt, I'm pissed. Kaleidos, I'm annoyed. You know what I mean? Odin's Eye, I just don't really care, and I just come to realize that like they don't get me excited because I've never thought they were that cool. I thought they were cool because other people thought they were cool. Menagerie, I haven't cared about a Menagerie launch for a really long time, but honestly, I've exerted so much energy filming this video that I'm actually too tired. I'm not mad at Menagerie, I'm just not excited about it either. Like even those multi-chrome liquid shadows, they looked really cool. And I was like, oh, those look awesome. Sweet. You know what I mean? They look exciting. I just don't feel excitement about them. So really it's just about the way that they make me feel. These brands make me feel. It's not really about any logic. Like the color stories, the quality, the fucking launch, whatever, the marketing, the packaging, like whatever it is. It's really just about the way that I feel about it. This video is about my feelings, not even necessarily my opinions. Because like when I see something that gets me excited, I'm telling you guys about it. And when I see stuff that's like not that exciting, I can't like fake like I'm excited, right? So sometimes I feel like I'm kind of down on brands like the Sugar Drizzle, like Mel, like I'm down on brands. Like I try new brands and I'm just not really that wowed by them or excited. It's because I'm not. I don't know why. Maybe I'm hungry that day. But most likely, like even when I'm hungry, I'm like, oh my God, this fucking color. Oh my God, this palette. Oh my God, this launch. Oh my God, look at this color story. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? So like when I'm excited about something, I am. And when I'm not, it doesn't matter how fucking hungry I am. It doesn't matter how tired or crabby I am. I fucking am excited, right? And so like, that's what this video is about. This video is about excitement versus like, I don't know why I don't give a fuck about that launch. It's beautiful. The color story is amazing. Look at those shimmers. I don't know why I'm not excited, right? So anyways, that's all there is. I don't have any more. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because you can't wait to see what happens next. Hit the like button if you like this video, or if you just like my sparkling personality and my boyish charm, and hang out with me in the comments because I fucking love it. If you got like halfway through this video and you're like, oh my God, she's so fucking pretty till she opens her big fucking mouth, then go check me out on Instagram. I don't talk as much on Instagram. And if you were like, don't sugarcoat it, Katie, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Then go check out my Patreon because I don't hold anything back on my Patreon. I go live weekly, and thank you guys so much for watching. You could have been anywhere, but you were here wasting your time with me, and I totally appreciate you. Later. Slayer.